Greetings and salutations. This is Akirishin. In this video, I will be featuring the Messerschmitt P.1102 B attack aircraft. It is a German ground attack aircraft. It features four 30mm cannons, which do 350 damage per second, which is pretty darn high. Has a low-medium rate of fire of 330 rounds per minute and an effective firing range of 700 meters, which is pretty generous. It carries two 20mm rear turrets that do 240 damage, have an effective firing range of 1,000 meters, which is excellent, a field of fire of 40, gun elevation of 60, and gun depression of -40. This aircraft is also equipped with bombs, specifically 4 of them, that each do 5,000 damage within a 75-meter radius. Now, this aircraft is slated as having good survivability, being resistant to critical damage and to fire. Two other strengths of this aircraft are its good airspeed and its long-lasting boost. That boost being 45 seconds long. Of course, another tremendous strength of this aircraft is the powerful defensive turrets, which I can tell you are excellent. They are probably the best rear turrets in the game. In terms of upgrades, I have equipped this aircraft with improved covering 4, which decreases critical damage to wings and tail by 20% and increases the P.1102 B's hit points by 5%. I have equipped that in an effort to further accentuate the aircraft's strength of being one of good survivability. Also, I have chosen to equip it with Concealing Livery 3, which reduces the efficiency of enemy AA fire and defensive gunfire by 30%. It is likely that in most engagements in this aircraft, you will be dealing with other enemy ground attack aircraft. Many times you are going to plants that you are likely to come into contact with enemy ground attack aircraft that have the same idea you do. So it's nice to have that 30% reduction in the efficiency of defensive gunfire, because some of these ground attack aircraft defensive turrets can be vicious. To accentuate our strength of having a powerful defensive turret, I have equipped turret stabilization, which increases the effective firing range of the turrets by 15%. So sometimes you are able to put rounds on a target behind you before they even get to you, which is super nice. In terms of ammunition, for purposes of this video, I am equipping universal ammunition, which has twice the chance of critical damage as it does chance of fire. I've chosen to equip the consumables of automatic engine restarter and first aid kit, which is also automatic. These are gold consumables, and the benefit of having the gold consumables is that they, number one, activate automatically, and they have 60-second cooldowns, whereas the non-gold versions activate manually and they have 90-second cooldowns. But I mainly equip them because of the automatic nature of these consumables. It's nice to be able to concentrate on flying the aircraft and your situational awareness, and to have these just activate without you having to think about them. I've also chosen what I think is a must, which is weapons cooling, which cools down all weapons and provides temporary resistance to overheating. That is used manually, and it has a 60-second cooldown. The non-gold version has a 90-second cooldown, and that is very useful. A lot of times you want to go to a sector that you know you're going to be able to take without any resistance, and then head to a sector that you may find resistance at, because oftentimes the enemy will have gone to that resistance prone sector first, and they will use skills such as weapons cooling, because many of these attack aircraft have that skill. They'll use theirs up before you get there. And so when you get there and it's time to take them on, if you have that in abeyance, you have the tactical advantage, because you can fire your cannons until they've overheated and activate that, and you're back in business. Whereas they are, trying to cool their cannons down. It can be a significant advantage. In terms of pilot skills, I have gone with Engine Guru 1 to further accentuate this aircraft's good airspeed. I have also gone with Protection Expert. And what Protection Expert does is that it increases the effects of improved covering, as well as concealing livery by 40%. So 2 of our 3 upgrades are improved by Protection Expert. I've also gone with Demolition Expert, which I kind of think is a must, which increases damage caused by bombs and rockets, but we only have bombs, and their blast radius by 15%. That can be very useful. In terms of our gunner, I have gone with Armor, which increases the burst length of a turret by 20%. I've also gone with Ballistics Expert, which increases the firing range of a turret by 15%, but it also accentuates by 20% the effects of turret stabilization. So our third consumable that we have is further augmented by Ballistics Expert. So through our pilot and gunner skills, we have accentuated all 3 of our upgrades. So they work well together. In terms of this aircraft's specifications, its optimum altitude is 1,000 meters. Now, honestly, usually I am hugging the treetops, because a ground attack aircraft that is high, 1,000 meters for example, can be vulnerable. So you really want to stay low and be a sneaky. Average time to turn 360 degrees is 18 seconds, so don't get yourself in any type of turning fight situation if you can avoid it, unless it's another ground attack aircraft, and then you're kind of equally hampered in that regard. Top speed at best altitude is 770 kilometers per hour. It has excellent speed. It's one of this aircraft's great strengths is its excellent speed. Stall speed, which is something very important for ground attack aircraft, because many times you want to go very slow so that you can keep pounding the ground target before you pass it. You want to try to knock out a whole ground target if you can, rather than just sections of it. And to do that, it's best to not be passing it by too soon. So you tend to be slow over the target, and having a decent stall speed is good. This aircraft stalls at 160 kilometers per hour, which is, not too bad. Taking a look at paint schemes. This is a German aircraft, so they tend to have excellent paint schemes. This is summer. Winter. Desert, kind of my favorite. And marine. Alright, so what we're going to do now is head over to World of Warplanes website and use their compare aircraft tool to put this level 10 attack aircraft in context with other level 10 ground attack aircraft. So let's do that now. Okay, so we are here on World of Warplanes website, and we are going to be using the compare aircraft tool that Wargaming has graciously provided to us. It's an excellent feature of their website, and we're going to be comparing the P.1102 B to other Tier 10 ground attack aircraft. But that's not going to take very long, folks, because there is only one other, and that is, of course, the Akirishin IL-40P, Russian attack aircraft. So let's get right into it. Now, first of all, gun armaments. The P.1102 B is indicated as being far superior to the IL-40P. Well, why is that? Looking first, both these aircraft have 4 cannons mounted. But when you look a little bit further, you see that the cannons on the IL-40P do 270 damage per second versus the 350 damage per second of the cannons on the P.1102 B. Now, the rate of fire on the IL-40P's 23 millimeter cannons is almost twice that of the P.1102 B, and its effective firing range is 100 meters longer than the cannons on the P.1102 B. But if you're going off that key number of damage per second, the P.1102 B wins that contest. Going into bombs and rockets, however, it's a different story. The IL-40P is indicated as being significantly superior to the P.1102 B. Once again, looking into that a little bit further, you will see, and we'll take a look at the bombs first. Now, the bombs on the P.1102 B do 5,000 damage within a 75 meter radius. But there are 4 of them, whereas the IL-40P has 2 bombs, and those 2 bombs each do 7,000 in damage in a 90 meter radius. Now, the damage radius is important because it determines whether or not you may have to come back and drop another bomb on a particular ground target to finish off its components. And with a 90 meter radius, you're less likely to have to do that than with a 75 meter radius. But if you look at raw damage numbers, the P.1102 B's bombs have the advantage there because collectively the 4 bombs on the P.1102 B do 20,000 in damage versus collectively the bombs on the IL-40P do 14,000 in damage. So there's a 6,000 damage advantage in favor of the P.1102 B. However, what the IL-40P has that the P.1102 B does not are 8 rockets, each of which do 1,800 damage in a 55-meter radius. So once you add in the rockets of the IL-40P, which also rockets can be more versatile than bombs, the IL-40P has the clear advantage there. Looking at survivability, now the hit points are significantly higher on the IL-40P than the 1102B. And so you might say that the IL-40P has the distinct advantage when it comes to survivability. But there are a couple of factors that you should take into consideration before making that conclusion. First of all, you have to look at the turrets on these respective aircraft. There is a single 23 millimeter armament turret on the IL-40P. In contrast, the P.1102B has two 20 millimeter, and the damage per second on the 23 millimeter on the IL-40P does 256 damage per second versus the 480 collective damage done by the two 20 millimeter cannons on the P.1102B. The effective firing range is the same for both sets of cannons. And the field of fire is a little bit better on the IL-40P's turret as is its gun depression. But I would say overall, without a doubt, P.1102B has a better turret system. I've been behind both of these aircraft with fighters, and the P.1102B just chews you up in comparison to the IL-40P. The second factor you have to take into consideration is airspeed. The P.1102B is faster than the IL-40P, and speed can be a defensive measure. Right. So moving on, if you look at the average time to turn 360 degrees, the IL-40P is 1.6, I believe, seconds inferior to the turning time of the P.1102B. Now you may say, well, Akirishin, what does that matter? These aircraft really aren't getting in, turning dogfights. But what you find is that many times when you go to a sector like a plant, for example, what you're going to find there are enemy attack aircraft. And you do often get into a turning dogfight with those enemy attack aircraft. And having the turning advantage has won many a battle in this German aircraft versus the Russian. Optimum airspeed, again, the P.1102B is faster. Now, stall speed is a very important stat for an attack aircraft because many times you're going very slow as you're approaching a ground target so that you can continue to pound that ground target until you have taken out the whole target versus just some of its components. which happens if you go too fast and you pass it up before you can completely destroy it. And you've got to, flip around and come back at it. So stall speed is very important because you're often flirting with that stall speed. And the IL-40 is going to stall not as quickly as the P.1102 B. So that is a definite advantage for the IL-40P. Optimum altitude, I don't know that I put too much importance in this. First of all, it's only a 200-meter difference, and second of all, in ground attack aircraft, I am 9 times out of 10 hugging the treetops because that's the best place for them to be. That's the safest place for them to be, where they are less likely to be detected. And you are also eliminating angles from which your enemy can come. So for example, if you're, flying along the treetops, they can't come from below to shoot at you. Rate of climb, again, not all that important as far as I'm concerned for these aircraft, but the P.1102 B does have the advantage in that regard. Bottom line here, both of these aircraft are excellent aircraft, in my opinion. And either one of them is a good choice. I think a lot of it depends upon your own personal choice. I would definitely say if destroying ground targets is your main thing, the IL-40P has the advantage there. On the other hand, if it's, fending off, if you're mainly concerned about being able to fend off enemy aircraft as they're trying to take you out when you're destroying ground targets, I think the P.1102 B has the advantage there. So anyway, I hope that helps put these two aircraft in context with one another. So having reviewed my build for this aircraft, its specifications, and having compared it to other Tier 10 aircraft and put it in context, let's head into a battle now and see how it performs. So we have drawn the northern bridgehead and we are going to head over to the command center, secure it so we can get our bomber flights inbound to the enemy's assets. We're going to be hugging the ground as much as possible, staying low. Once we have secured the command center, then we will head over to their command center and see if we cannot take it from them. From there, we will head over to the plant. So basically, we're going to head this way. Okay, so we'll move here. Come in low. Take out these anti-air emplacements here. Okay, and then we will. I was gonna say we'll lay bombs on the. Around, we're gonna lay a bomb right here on this radar installation. And I'll let you try to see there what effect it has. Got most of the buildings, I think. We'll swing back around and finish off the actual radar there. And then we have one building also. Got it. I can't resist taking out some aircraft. Got the cannons to do it, so why not? Alright. Okay, so we'll head over here to their command center. And we're gonna go the long way. You hear the powerful rear guns on this aircraft. I would say that this German ground attack aircraft has the strongest defensive fire in the game. Looks they haven't even gone to the looks like they haven't even gone there to the. Let's see if we can take this guy out. Use a rear gun. Alright, he's coming back for sure. Can count on that. Here. Gotcha. Alright. So far so good. So now we're gonna get low here again. Down in the clouds, if that makes any difference. I doubt it does, but. And we will head over here to the plant. Sighted by one of their ground attack aircraft there, probably. Don't know if it's going to ignore us or not. We're low health and doesn't seem to be following us. We're just going to kind of hang out a little bit before we go in there, because right now the plant is locked. So we're just going to give it a minute here. And that is not good news. And we've set him on fire there. If we can just survive the rear gun, I think we got him. Yes. Gotcha. Alright, so come in here, drop some bombs. Around, drop another bomb on this plant. And we're trying to drop in between buildings if we can. And I'm pretty sure we've got some enemy targets coming in. Swing back around and work to try to finish this target off here. we go. And we got company coming in, which is probably not going to go very well for us here. Alright. So we're just going to stay low to the ground here. You see there's a pretty good range of fire there for the defensive turret.
Great job today. We'll be waiting for you back home.
Okay, so see how we did here. Flying start, hat trick, avalanche, #1 spot on our team, and there's our grade result. And let's see, we had looks like they had 2 human pilots on the enemy team, and it was just me on our team. 1 is the loneliest number. Okay, so that was actually my very first flight of the Me P.1102 B, and we shot down 3 aerial targets, destroyed 6 ground targets, did over 32,000 in damage to ground targets. And let's see, how long were we in combat? About almost 9 minutes. Captured 3 sectors. And again, the #1 rank on the team there. And let's see here. Yeah, it looks like we were the only human player on our team. And they had 1... Yeah, well, I guess just 1 human player on each team. I thought maybe they had 2, but I guess they did not. And the enemy P.1099 B2 did destroy 6 ground targets, and did 45,000 in damage to ground targets, but only captured 1 sector. Shot down no aerial targets. And see, sections of ground targets destroyed, 46. For us, 35 with, so I think we had, let's see, how many did he have? Ground targets destroyed? Yeah, so, you know, equal amount of ground targets destroyed there. So anyway, that is the Me P.1102 B, my first flight in it, and went well. Victory, yay. Alright, so let's get into another one here. Alright, so we have drawn the Alpine Gambit, vertical theater of operation. We will be headed over to the command center here.
You are approaching the area of combat operations. Be ready.
Let him finish. So that we can secure it and get bomber flights inbound to the enemy's assets. And then we will be moving on to the Westerly Air Base.
Get ready for action.
So we'll use some of this 45-second engine boost to get over here to the command center in quick time. Over here and lay some bombs here on the radar installation. And we want to drop in between as many of the buildings as we can. Alright. So we'll start heading over to the other airfield. Looks like we are the only human on our team. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of delay our approach a little bit. Stay as low as we can. And we're just delaying our approach because right now the airfield is locked. And it looks like we have some enemy aircraft coming in, so let's see if we can't punish them for approaching as much as we can. Drop our bomb here, see if we can take it out. Okay. Looks like we crashed. Oh well. And spawning in over here on this side, we'll head to their command center, which would be an even nicer prize than their airfield. Alright, let's see what we have here. Yeah, why not take out an aircraft if we can? Let's turn a little fast for us though. There we go. And now the question is, do they have our command center? Well, not yet. And is this fighter going to come visit us? Let's head down. That's a much safer place for us. So we'll head over here to their command center, see if we can't get it. And might be able to get that guy if he comes in. He's pretty low health. Make sure we're not running into anything again. Alright, making progress.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions.
And if we can get around in time, we can knock out that. There we go. I love it when a plan comes together. Looks like there's some work to be done over at the airfield, but it's not necessary. Okay, so rear cover for destroying aerial targets with the turret. Effective fire. Self-defense master. Subjugator, #1 rank on the team. And our chevron grade rank. Head back and take a look at the after action report here. Alright, so just shy of 40,000 damage to ground targets, 8 ground targets destroyed, took out 4 aerial targets, and destroyed 39 sections of ground targets, captured 4 sectors. And let's see here, just see if we picked up any other marks that weren't shown originally. Did over 8,000 in combat points. The closest, or our enemy opposite, was an IL-40 ground attack aircraft, and it did 18,000 damage to ground targets and destroyed 6 ground targets. So, very successful match there. Really showed the strengths of the P.1102 B. Let's head into another one. So we have drawn the Road to Rome confrontation map. We will first head to the garrison. Having secured that, we will then double back, follow through this valley here, staying low to the ground so as to avoid detection, and hit the mining plant, which is probably going to entail defending the mining plant, because there's a high likelihood that enemy ground attack aircraft will head over here and try to take it. But there is an advantage to arriving a little bit late at the plant, and that many times by the time you get there, the enemy ground attack aircraft, which in this case is, let's see, an IL-40, they've used a lot of their resources already. Okay. And you can also kind of catch them unawares. They're oftentimes will be in the middle of trying to take the target and will not be paying attention. Okay, so there we go. Able to secure that, and we're going to head over now to the mining plant. I don't know that it's a mining plant, but it's a plant. And we're going to head there.
Be advised, the enemy is concentrating forces near the airfield.
So it looks like we have one of our teammates over there. So we'll head over there and see what we can do to help out. They have taken that asset, but by the time we get there it should be unlocked. Let's see what they're doing here. Trying to leave the scene of the crime, I see. And we've got a bot and a human pilot, so we are definitely going to take out the human pilot first. And we are a little bit more maneuverable than the IL-40. And I am going to flip us over vertically here. And we should be able to get him taken out. Well, it's going to be close. Oh! Whew! That was close, folks. Let's drop some bombs. I know we may have here an enemy coming in, but let's see if we can't get some bombs dropped. And then we'll come around here and put some rounds on that let's see here, we'll drop this bomb here. Yeah, let's work on the plant here. Okay, so 2 of 12 came back here. Yeah, let's see where we did take the plant. We have some enemy activity over here at the garrison, so don't know. Let's see, what do we have here? One ground attack aircraft. So let's head over here and deal with it. Cannot leave a ground attack aircraft to have its way with our... Oh boy, and they got it. Darn it. We will make him pay, hopefully. Go. And the plant, or the garrison, is now available for us to attack. And let's see if we can't take it back. here just hugging the ground. Let's see, we'll take out anything here that we missed with bombs. Go ahead and use our... And looks like we have... let's see, here, take this out here. Alright, and we've secured the garrison. And let's head to their other garrison. Don't think we're going to have time to do anything about it though.
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed. Return into base. Do you copy?
We are going to run out of time, folks. But we've done our best.
The enemy force is too strong.
Did get the #1 rank on the team. Our 3-stripe chevron result there. And let's see. Subjugator. Effective fire. Head back now to the hangar and take a look at the after action report. Alright, so we destroyed 3 enemy aircraft. Did over 4,000 in damage to aerial targets. And those 3 enemy aircraft were, ground attack aircraft, so they were high survivability aircraft. Destroyed 10 ground targets at doing over 60,000 in damage to ground targets. Another factor here is that we were in time spent in battle 2.5 minutes. That's what we did in 2.5 minutes. Not bad, not bad. 63 sections of ground targets destroyed. We captured 3 sectors during that period of time. Over 9,000 combat points. Let's see here, we have 2 of 12 over here flying an IL-40P as the top ranked enemy team player ground attack aircraft. That did in almost 4 minutes of time in battle 30,000 damage to ground targets, destroyed 2 ground targets, and 3 aerial targets. One of whom was us, but then again, this one time here that he was destroyed, that was us doing that. The closest, let's see, we had this Victor bot here in an IL-40. Did 33,000 in damage. So good result there. And you can see the strengths of this aircraft. It has good defensive fire. It has good cannons. It has good bombs that respond fairly quickly. And it's a great looking aircraft. I like the swept back wings. So folks, that is the Me P.1102 B ground attack aircraft. I hope that you've really enjoyed this video, and I think that if you get an opportunity to fly the P.1102 B, that you'll have great success in it.